Hi, I'm Christopher Edge, and I'm the author of children's books like The Many Worlds of Albie and The Longest Night of Charlie Noon. Now, lots of children's authors are sharing brilliant content at the moment, videos, activities to keep everyone entertained while they stay at home. Because it's so important to stay at home at the moment, I wanted to get involved too, and I wanted to show you how you can actually stay at home but travel into another universe from the safety of your own home. Now, to explain exactly how to do this, I'm going to have to tell you a little bit about quantum physics. Now, quantum physics is the science of very small things. Everything in the universe is made out of atoms. This book is made out of atoms. This banana is made out of atoms. And the thing about atoms is they're very, very small. To give you an idea how incredibly tiny I'm talking here, I'm going to use this pencil to draw a full stop on this blank sheet of paper. I'm going to put a full stop just in the middle of the sheet. Now take a look at that full stop. Can you see it? Inside this teeny tiny full stop, there are 8 trillion atoms. 8 trillion atoms of carbon went from the tip of that pencil to make that tiny full stop. Inside that tiny full stop, there are more atoms than there are stars in our galaxy, the Milky Way. Atoms are very, very small. And because atoms are so small, scientists have to build rather big machines to study them. This is a machine called the Large Hadron Collider. Now, the Large Hadron Collider is like a giant racetrack for atoms. Scientists send 2 teeny atoms in opposite directions around this huge machine, going faster and faster until they're travelling almost at the speed of light. And then the scientists smash the atoms into each other, and they disintegrate into even smaller particles with strange names like muons and gluons and quarks. Now, scientists spent £5 billion building the Large Hadron Collider. Just take a second to think about what they could have spent that money on instead. Why did they spend £5 billion building a giant racetrack for atoms? Well, the thing about atoms is they behave in rather strange and unusual ways. An atom can be in more than one place at the same time. It could be standing here and standing over there at the same time. And atoms can be in more than one state at the same time. And they only decide what state or what place they're in when you take a look. That sounds kind of strange. And a scientist called Schrödinger decided to invent an experiment that proved the weird way that atoms behave. What he did, he got himself a box, a bit like this one. And inside this box, he set up an experiment. First of all, he got a bottle of poison and he put it inside the box. He then got a hammer and he suspended this hammer so it was hovering above the bottle of poison. He then connected the hammer to a Geiger counter. Now, a Geiger counter is a device used for detecting radiation. When the Geiger counter detects a radioactive particle being emitted, it will make a clicking sound. And he connected that to the hammer. And then he got a piece of uranium. Now, uranium is a highly radioactive material. Every second that I'm holding this uranium, there's a 50% chance it's zapping me with a little gamma ray of radiation. And he put the uranium into the box. But he hadn't finished making his experiment. He needed one more thing. he needed his cat. This is Tiddles, Schrödinger's cat. And Schrödinger got Tiddles and he put it inside the box and he closed the lid. So let's recap what we have here. Inside this box we have a bottle of poison with a hammer hovering above it. The hammer is connected to a Geiger counter. If the Geiger counter detects any radiation from the uranium inside the box, the Geiger counter will click, the hammer will fall, the bottle of poison will be smashed open, and Tiddles will die. But remember, atoms can be in more than one place at the same time. Atoms can be in more than one state at the same time. And they only decide what state or what place they're in when you take a look. Schrödinger said, until I open the lid of this box, the radioactive particle has and hasn't been emitted. The bottle of poison has and hasn't smashed. Tiddles is dead and alive at the same time. He's basically just invented a zombie cat making machine. But some people think this experiment suggests something else instead. Some people think this experiment suggests that the universe that we're living in isn't the only universe that there is. That there could be parallel universes out there filled with different versions of you and me and Tiddles too. In one of those universes, maybe the radioactive particle was emitted and the bottle of poison smashed, but maybe in our universe, when we open the lid of the box, the radioactive particle wasn't emitted, the Geiger counter didn't click, and Tiddles comes out alive. Now, in my book, The Many Worlds of Albie, Albie reads about that experiment and he decides to create his own version. He gets a cardboard box, but this time one big enough that he can climb inside. He gets his mum's laptop computer that is connected to the Large Hadron Collider because Albie's mum and dad are both scientists who work there. He gets a Geiger counter. He doesn't get any uranium because uranium is actually pretty hard to get hold of. And when you try and buy it off eBay, the government send people around to your house to tell you off. But what he gets instead is a banana. Now the reason that Albie gets a banana to help him with this experiment is because every banana in the world is radioactive. That's because bananas contain a substance called potassium-90, which is a naturally occurring radioactive substance. So while I'm holding this banana right now, every second there's a 10% chance it's just zapping me with a little gamma ray of radiation. Now please don't rush into your kitchen now, grab hold of the bananas out of the fruit bowl and throw them out the window shouting, "Get down! Get down! It's radioactive!" But bananas are radioactive. So Albie decides to invent an experiment called the quantum banana theory. And he climbs inside the box, the laptop, the Geiger counter, the banana, and travels into a parallel universe. So, if you would like to try to travel into a parallel universe, get yourself a cardboard box, one big enough that you can climb inside. You might not have a laptop that's connected to the Large Hadron Collider, but I hope you might have a banana. And if you climb inside your cardboard box with your banana, you could use the quantum banana theory to try to travel into a parallel universe. Maybe you could pretend that you've travelled to a parallel universe where you're in charge of your family and everyone has to do what you say. Maybe when you open the lid of the box, you'll have travelled into a parallel universe where you get to eat sweets for tea. Maybe you'd be travelling into a parallel universe where you have to do your homework from 9 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night. You can travel wherever your imagination takes you. So stay home, save lives, keep reading, and change your world.